Well, it's another hot and humid day in Florida, and it is another day of work on the LS Miata. So if you guys aren't familiar with this car, this is my LS3 Miata. This thing takes a licking, keeps on ticking. It has seen a lot of abuse. We drive it at competitions, and I enjoy this car a lot because it's we're trying to do a lot with a little. So we're only making maybe 420 horsepower, 2,500 pound car, competing at clutch kickers for 10 grand against cars that are making 800 horsepower, 1,000 horsepower on 295, 305 tires with our little 245 tires. So I'm always trying to find an edge with this car, trying to max it out, trying to get the absolute most out of it. And we're competitive in it. We need to do a little more though, to be a little more competitive. But today is about upgrading and fixing. So we've got something exciting changes for the rear that are coming. They'll be here tomorrow. So we'll get to that a little later on in this video. But first we have some things to fix. So the first thing I want to tackle, because it is by far the most crucial, is my rear differential mount. So if you guys remember back to when we went drag racing with Cletus and Adam and all the other homies at Bradenton, I dropped the diff out of the car. I had stock rear diff cover, stock rear diff mount. This is a Ford 8.8 out of a Thunderbird, and blew the rear diff cover apart, dropped the diff out, broke the axles. It was a mess. So I got this upgraded diff cover, and I made this more solid style mount to use polyurethane bushings. But when I built it, I designed it around a different mount that was much wider, and I couldn't add any bracing up this way. And as you can see, not ideal. The bracing and design we have right now is not strong enough. Clearly, it is literally ripping apart. I'm glad I noticed it, because this is not gonna last much longer. So we need to rebuild this, redesign it, and make it a lot stronger, because clearly this setup is not strong enough. So yeah, get a jack under here, pull this out, and start trying to figure out what we can do. That is project number 1 for the day. I have a tool. Ow, knew that was coming. I'm gonna go ahead and take this jack point I built out so I don't bash my head on it while we're building this mount. It's actually got to come out anyway, which I will explain later. This Milwaukee right angle impact is the truth. Pretty proud of this thing. This thing has held up well. All right, now we won't bash our head on that. All right, mount out. Probably see the extent of the damage more now. See how it's splitting apart? That's rough, man. This thing got smoked. All right, I got the mount off. I got it up here in the vise. I need to start cutting it apart with the plasma, but it dawned on me I don't have any flat bar material. I don't have any steel plate, which I'm gonna need a lot of to rebuild this mount. So pretty low on steel and aluminum material. Anyway, I needed to go to the supply store. Anyway, it's just rough because it's about an hour each way. So gotta hit the road, go pick up some material. All right, I appreciate it. Materials loaded up. This is the metal supply place. I love this place, so cool. Made it back with our load of steel. Like I said, that place is an hour away, so I just buy like everything I can see for the foreseeable future. So like I got angle that I need for a project on the trailer, and bunch of flat bar, 3-inch, 2-inch, 1-inch, big, thick Johnny. That's what I'm gonna use for this, for the base. I'm gonna get this stuff put away, and then we're gonna start diving in, building our mount. So I went to put my material up, which I store right about here, and my shelf, as you can see, is an absolute disaster for multiple builds at the same time and not enough room. I'm gonna clean it. I'm gonna take the time to clean it. So it'll probably be satisfying to see the end results. I'll give you guys, you know, we'll snap our way through it. Ready, set, done. Oh man, I cannot even express how satisfying this is. I love projects like this because they're just so rewarding. It's such like an immediate drastic change when you get it done. And I just put some music on, I jam out, and then I just start cleaning everything though. Like I'll finish this and I almost started diving into cleaning other stuff, and I was like, we got work to do, But anyway, to listen to music, I have this amazing Cove speaker from Cove Audio, which is the sponsor of today's video. This thing is super sick. It is so loud, which is very handy in the shop. We got a fan running over there, all sorts of noises. Check it out. Right with me, take it nice and easy, took a flight. Bluetooth works from 30 feet away. Still going, still going. I gotta pause it before I get copyright claimed. So I've had this thing for a while. They just got them back in stock. I just connect my Bluetooth, press play on my phone, walking around the shop, speaker stays where it is, music keeps playing. It's amazing. But there's another very, very cool thing about this speaker, the thing I enjoy the most, right? It's gonna be pretty obvious. Ready? Let's see if I can do it with one hand. Oh, boom, easy, no problem. So it splits into two, which means one, you're basically getting two speakers for the price of one. You can set them, you know, left and right and get left and right audio, like 360-degree experience. But what I like is when I was doing the shelves, I had one here on the shelf, took the other one, put it on the lift post because I was organizing all my stuff down here. So that I have music when I was over here. And without moving the speaker, music over here. How cool is that? How cool is that? So Cove is offering up to 64% off for a limited time. If you use my discount code, I'll put it on the screen here and I'll put it in the link down below. And huge thanks to Cove for sponsoring this video. I absolutely love their products. I've had my friends use them. My friends fall in love with them. My friends end up getting their own. Anyway, all that being said, get distracted. It's time to get back to work. We got a lot to do. We got a lot to do. So I gotta make a decision here. I was originally gonna cut this apart and reuse this. This is part of the original mount. So it's the original mount all the way to this plate right here. I welded this plate on and then I welded obviously all this other stuff on for my new mount. Anyway, this fits really good because it's like designed for this diff and rear cover and yada yada, but really limits me with what I can do bracing wise. It's gonna be more work, but you know what? We're gonna at least try to just build a whole new mount. That way we can really make this thing as stout as possible. I don't wanna deal with this nonsense again. So yeah, let's get started. First, we gotta make a little box for here. We'll just make that out of metal, and then we'll use CAD to get us the rest of the way out, and then kind of go from there. Fab stuff is super fun, and it's super challenging, because looking at this, just trying to think of it all the way through, like I can't come up with exactly what needs to be done, but once you start fitting the pieces, you're like, oh, okay, I can put a piece over here, and then use the plate here, and I don't know, very rewarding. So let's get some flat bar, get started. So last time I got flat bar, I got 3" because I was like, oh, you know, if I need 1" or 2", I can cut the 3" down, but that is time consuming. So this time I got 2" flat bar, and it's literally the perfect size for this. Alrighty, there we go. So for the back plate, I'm gonna make it a little oversized. That way I can get a good bit of weld material in there and then just kind of grind it off flush. Well, would you look at that? Pretty much the exact size of our 2" flat bar, just under 2 inches. So we're just gonna run the full width and, like I said, grind it down to fit. Let's use this guy. Earplugs aren't very useful when they're just hanging from your neck. Tack it in, and then we'll pull this off, weld it out, and then start building from here. See, there we go. So weld her out, boys. so fits perfect. Like I said, just that tiny bit of play, so it's easy to get on and off, especially once it's a complete mount. All right, now we gotta whip out the CAD, cardboard aided design. Not computer aided design like you were probably thinking, cardboard aided design. Really handy way to build stuff, because if you gotta cut it out of metal and you cut it and you're like, wait, this isn't what I was thinking, this doesn't fit right. You make it out of cardboard and then you just transfer that to metal. Start cutting. All right, so here's what I've got so far. Basically this, I wanna box it in, top and bottom, have my two mounts, have a brace, a brace, a brace, overbuilding this mount this time. Do not want this to break, but I widened it out some so the diff has less leverage on it, basically. But yeah, anyway, I think that'll work. So we'll build that and then cut our way to the next part of the process. Before, after, nice and shiny. Had to cut a slightly bigger piece. This one was just a tiny bit too small to be exactly where I wanted it. So stack this guy in. Now we're using 1-inch flat bar. I've literally used all three sizes I got. I'm glad I did that. Did it again. Didn't put my earplugs in. Alrighty, here it is back in the car. Came out pretty solid. The welds all came out really nice. Super happy with the overall end result. Is offset to the right. I could have offset it to the left, but then we'd have less structure here, so I wanted to keep it center. Doesn't need to be all that wide, so now we need to build a plate here. So for that plate, I got this real thick, 1/4 inch thick stuff that we're gonna use. So start marking and cutting. Alrighty, got the plate in here, got it clamped up with the bushings in place. Everything fits good, ready to go. I just need to tack it out and then we'll pull the whole mount back out. So let's get this thing finished up and then we can move on to an exciting addition to the rear that you can see over there so you know what it is, but you haven't seen what it looks like yet, and it looks sick and I'm excited to see it on the car. Let's finish this. It's honestly gone pretty quick, but still got plenty more work to do, so need to get back to it. That's my first time ever welding anything with my left hand. Wasn't too bad. You get like more control with your rod hand, so it kind of works out, evens out. All right, I'm gonna finish welding this and then we'll install it. All right, well, here she is. I'm gonna cut these corners back at an angle and just kind of round the whole face off here so it doesn't look so goofy. There it is, loosely bolted in. All the holes line up. Everything is good. Sick. This thing is way sturdier than the previous mount. So I'm gonna pull it back out. We're gonna paint it. While the paint's drying and that's happening, we're gonna move on to the rear bumper bash bar situation because I'm very excited about that. And we got more cutting and modifying and fitting to do. We gotta start by getting some stuff out of the way, like the exhaust. Put the old diff mount in just so the diff's not hanging on the front bushings alone. I'll take this out because we gotta lower the car. Oh, also Ben got this blue Miata a little while back. First mod, sweet antenna. So anyway, he had some leftover nice coilovers from one car. He had sway bars, you know, obviously he parts out Miata, so he had a lot of Miata parts. So he put those on and then he just went and picked up these 14-inch RPF ones. Got some 195/60. Yeah. 615Ks on them. So this thing's about ready to go to the track, which is really exciting because we're gonna take it to the firm with the Subaru and then take it up to Tail of the Dragon. All he's gotta do is roll bar, brakes, brake fluid. So it's pretty much ready and we'll have to go hit up our local back road too and enjoy that. But it looks sick on the RPF ones. It's like totally different car. But anyway, back to work. Gotta get this bumper off real quick. So this bash bar is from True Focus Fab. So we were looking around at different bash bar options and found this one, and this one was by far my favorite looking. This one's actually kind of a custom one with this plate, but I think they're gonna start making these. They might start making these, I don't know. Anyway, moral of the story is I like the True Focus Fab one the best looks wise, like the way they bent the bars and the way everything fit together. It's one of those things. I thought about building my own and I was like, man, there's no way I'm gonna be able to make it look good. I could make it, but making it look good and all the good angles of the bars and it's aesthetically pleasing, that's a whole nother ballgame. And to me, theirs was like by far the best, and their actual fabrication work on their bars just looks amazing. It's all so good. So good. I mean, it's a piece, it's a work of art. And they were able to custom make me this one with this plate. Now, the reason for the plate is because the goal is to go no rear bumper at all. So I have the stock rear bumper cut and it looks all right, but it has its pitfalls. It looks goofy from the side. It doesn't quite suit the car fully. The kitted bumper, which is up there, it hangs a little too low for how much my car squats, and it literally just kind of drags the ground all the time and throwing up dirt. So basically, just having a rear bash bar seemed like a good option. So that's what we're gonna try. Moral of the story. So we've got the bash bar. We still need to get it powder coated, but I wanna get it on there and get it fit and cut whatever needs to be cut to make everything aesthetically copacetic. Dang, check it out. That looks good. I really am glad that we went with the fill panel, the dimple dyed panel, because that really fills it out and makes it look, I don't know, less empty, having no bumper and just having the bash bar. Still don't know what color I want to powder coat it yet. I'm still kind of conflicted on that. It kind of depends. We might be, me and old Adam, well, mainly Adam, Bodie Vision might be repainting the whole car. So it's kind of a determining factor on whether or not what color to powder coat the bash bar. But anyway, here it is. Basically what we got to do is cut these off here, cut the little metal fender arches out, which mine are pretty much destroyed anyway, and then see if there's anything else that looks ugly and kind of obstructs the look, and we'll cut that out as well. Well, final cut are not the best choice. All right, got both of the inner fender arches cut out. Nice and clean. I gotta go back and just kind of grind it down, clean it up, touch of paint. Now we just need to cut the fangs out. These look just so goofy with no bumper on. Alrighty. Oh, it just started raining. Our diff mount should be dry. I hope so, because it just started raining. Oh, come off there. Oh, crap. Ah. Yeah, we're good. I also painted the bushing sleeves as well, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this installed back in there. I do want to show you a quick comparison of the other mount. Alright, so here is our original diff mount. And here's our slightly more sturdy, mildly beefed up unit. What a difference. I didn't realize how dramatic it would be having them next to each other. All right, enough jibber jabbering. Let's get this diff mount in the car for the final freaking time, bolt it back up. Then we're gonna put my nice matching 3-piece wheels on so we get the full effect of the bash bar with all the stuff cut. So we got work to do. We're on the home stretch, boys, of this part of the project. There's always more to do, but home stretch for this segment. Sweet, I'm super happy with how that came out. Looks nice and robust, clean. Glad I finally painted the sleeve tubes. Those were just like bare metal forever. Spread them out a little bit, should help reduce some leverage and yada yada. I have a strong feeling this one will hold up. You know, I understand why the other one didn't. Again, it was designed around a different bushing and there was only so much bracing we could do. This one is braced to the moon and back. I don't know if I explained it, but I didn't put the middle brace because I realized that these two 1/4-inch braces with a 1/4-inch plate should be more than enough, and it helps us not limit where we could put the sleeves. So anyway, done. One more look at it from the bottom. Wish I didn't touch it with my mitts. It was gonna look nice if I had let it dry fully. Too impatient. Sweet. Okay. Moving on now to dash bar and then wheels. I do still need to cap these. And I also need to do something about my exhausts with the bash bar. We'll get into that in a minute. Bash bar on, wheels on, set it on the ground. Just wave the flashlight in your eyes. Well, here she is on the ground. Oh, I love it. Looks so much better with that stuff cut out. I love that you can see the control arms, you can see the diff mount. You can't really see the diff cover now that I put that giant mount in the way, but see the coilovers. I like the fact that you can see the inner workings of the suspension. You can see that the control arms are where they're supposed to be. You can see the whole tire. It's gonna look sick with the big 245s. I think this will make 17s look reasonable on here, which I'd really like to move to 17s for tire options. Overall, super happy with the look. Definitely glad we went the dimple dye. Looks so good. It looks so good. Let's take a gander from back here. It fills it out, you know? It's like, to me, for the looks and everything, like bash bar, no rear bumper is the best option. Definitely is the best option. I know it feels like I'm cheating. Like people are gonna be like, you should put a bumper on it. But like I said, it's just not great options. Either fiberglass I'm gonna destroy, stock that looks kind of goofy, or body kit bumper that also kind of not too huge on the way it looks and it drags the ground. Or sick, beautiful bash bar that's like a piece of art. And especially once it's powder coated. I'm thinking gold, but like I said, it depends on if we color change the car. But you know, my center caps are gold, my hardware is gold on my wheels. I mean, the car's got gold flake in it now, but yeah. Anyway, I could go on and on, but very, very happy with it. Glad I went this route instead of trying to keep messing with the stock bumper to make it look right. This looks just right, man. Just right. Like I said, there is more to do. I got to figure out what I want to do with the exhaust. If I want to dump it kind of where it is by the diff, if I want to run it back to maybe here and do like a turn down behind the bash bar. If I want to have it come out of the bash bar, I don't think I really want to do that, because if I get hit or hit something, it'll mess it up. So I'm definitely conflicted on that front. I'm not 100% sure what I want to do there. Need to cap off those frame rails, and we are going to be rewiring the car here shortly. So lots to do still on the LS Miata, but as you can see, it's dark. So we're out of time for this one. But like I said, turbo truck stuff coming up very soon, getting all the parts in for that. And I think I figured out my street style drift car build. More on that later, but for now, again, that is going to be it. So see you guys for the next one. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Goodbye. This is what it sounds like dumping at the diff.